Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday, and this Saturday we'll be going and fulfilling a request that I went and recently received to go and take a look at some Xbox 360 and, if possible, cave titles. So that being the case, what do we have on the menu this week? Deathsmiles. Developed by Cave and released to Japanese arcades back in 2007, the Xbox 360 port would go and come along a couple years later in 2009, and then we got a North American localization in 2010 courtesy of Axis. So real quick, I just wanted to go and point out that I feel like the Xbox 360 is a great console to go and own if you're a shoot 'em up fan, and specifically if you're a Cave fan. There have been a few Cave shoot 'em ups that have been localized, but by and large most of them haven't. Fortunately though, the Cave shoot 'em ups that have been released in Japan are some of the few region-free titles available for the Xbox 360, so you can safely import them regardless of which region your Xbox 360 is, making the Xbox 360 a great console to go and own if you're a shoot 'em up fan. Although I also feel like the PlayStation 3 really does have a great library of shoot 'em ups as well. That said, what kind of taste will this gothic-themed bullet hell go and have? Let's get cooking and find out. Deathsmiles. Alright, we're going to go ahead and jump into the menu. So we do have a lot of options here. We're just going to go and jump straight to the play because it'll go and take us to yet another selection screen, and here you go and see all the different game modes that are actually present in this game. You've got the arcade mode, the 1.1 range of that, the Xbox 360 specific mode, then you've got the Mega Black Label 1.1 range, the Mega Black Label Arcade, the Mega Black Label Xbox 360 mode. For our purposes today, we'll just be going and having a look at the Xbox 360 mode, but definitely go and be aware that basically every variety of release that Cave did for Deathsmiles is present here on this release, which is awesome. Since in Japan, with the original release at least, a lot of that was actually DLC. The Mega Black Label stuff was all DLC. So, now loading. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump in. Real quick, options. You do have the ability to go and change some of the game configuration. We're just going to go ahead and leave it on the default settings. Screen. Let's go and change the background to... Ooh, menu works. You also have the ability to change your controls, you got sound, and you can go and change your storage device for saving replay files. Okay, so this is Deathsmiles, the Xbox 360 version specifically. So we only have the choice of 4 characters. If we'd gone with Mega Black Label, we would have had 5 characters. We don't have a whole lot of time to go and pick, so I'll have to go over them as quick as I can. You've got Casper with her death magic, Windia with her wind magic, Follette with fire, and Rosa with spirit. We're going to go ahead and just go with Windia. Note that they all have a very strong Gothic Lolita motif, and unfortunately very Lolita-esque ages as well. It's one of those things where for some people that's kind of a deal breaker as a silly thing, because really it's just an arbitrary fictional character to go and worry about, but it is what it is. So it does go and have a little bit of a tutorial. We'll go ahead and skip over this and I'll go and kind of cover what I can and throughout the course of the gameplay. Alright, so this is definitely an interesting part of Deathsmiles, is we get to go and actually pick our path through the first 6 stages that we go and play. We have to go and pick all these 6 stages, but we get to go and pick which one we go and do the first 3, and we also get to pick the difficulty. So I'm just going to go ahead and take Lakeshore on level 1 difficulty. You can go and increase the difficulty, and if you're going and playing the Black Label variant, there's a level 999, which is just blisteringly hard. Chapter 1, Verse 1, Disturbance at the Lakeside Village. Alright, so the basics of Deathsmiles' attack system is you have firing to your right, and you have firing to your left, both bound to different buttons. If you go and hold down the buttons, you go and go from your standard shot into a laser shot, which is a more powerful fixed shot. but you'd go and decreasing your speed. And if you go and tap it, you can go and keep your faster movement, but you don't go and deal as much damage. Also, when you're in your laser shot, your familiar's position around you is fixed. That's important if you're going and playing like harder variants of the game where they're like suicide shots, which your familiar can go and absorb. Also, you'll note that as enemies are going and dying, they're going and dropping items. We're going and picking these up because they go and lead to A, the ability to enter up a power mode, and B, the ability to go and score some massive points. While I'm still going and covering controls, there's a couple other ones I want to go and include. We do have bombs in this, and I'll show those off against our first boss here, the giant cow, Mary. So there's our first use of a boss. We also have a homing attack, which you can go and press by or activate by using both buttons together. I also inadvertently it's the activated power mode by that. And now we're going and dealing massive damage to Cow Mary. Goodbye, Mary. That goes and rapidly brings stage 1 to a close. So we're going to go ahead and move right into stage 2. We get like a little bit of just like stage end screens. And for the second stage, I'm going to go ahead and do the Swamp Wastes. And we'll just go ahead and keep it at rank select level 1. Rather than going and ranking up. So what have I not covered so far? We've got left, we've got right, we've got the homing shot, and we've also got the bomb. One thing that is nice about the Xbox 360 controls is that it goes and gives you the ability to go and do a rapid fire standard shot with L and R triggers, which of course wouldn't have been present in the arcade since you would have just had the 2 buttons. So if you want to go and keep the fast movement speed, you can go and just use your triggers for your standard shot, but you will be moving faster, which could be to your benefit or perhaps not, and you'll have your weaker shot as well. So it's kind of like up to you. It's really nice that they go and give you the option. And it's also really nice that you get the ability to go and pick your route in this particular title. I thought I could get around those. So, rather than lives, you actually kind of have an HP bar, with each segment in the bar going and kind of acting as your life. It is possible to go and extend those through going and getting enough points, but at least at this point, I'm definitely not to the point where I'm good enough to be able to go and achieve that. You hit an enemy, it's only half. So there's this like van here, which kind of plays a point if you're going and reading the story, but we won't worry too much about that. But you can destroy it for items. Anyway, as I was saying about the life bar, if you go and hit an enemy, it goes and deals... It's like a little quick cutscene here. It does go in auto-scroll. If you hit an enemy, it goes and deals half a bar of damage. If you go and hit a shot or certain other enemies, it'll go and deal a full bar of damage. You know, all 3 are gone, then it's game over and you have to go and continue. So here's our second stage boss, Sakura. She's not too terribly difficult, but we'll go ahead and let her go and proceed. So this is a cave, like bullet hell, like shoot 'em up, but with the going and playing on the easier ranks, it's not too terribly difficult. It does definitely go and earn the title of bullet hell with some of the later stages and the higher difficulty ranks. Not too hard of a fight. So we'll go ahead and keep on going just a little bit more since it's been a relatively quick run to this point. We'll go ahead and jump to Stage A1, Port Town, and just so we can go and see what it's like on higher difficulty ranks, we will go and rank this one up to rank 3. So, in total, there are, well, potentially 8 stages, but there's like at least 7 stages. You have your 6 stages that you have to go and play through. Then you've got the option of a bonus stage, and then the final stage. So 7 or 8, depending on which ones you want to go
and proceed. And, you know, with 4 or potentially 5 characters, it's a fair bit of gameplay. So, as far as shoot-'em-ups are concerned, this one is definitely an appealing shoot-'em-up. The visuals, the colors, and even just the fun of going and playing a bullet hell and having to go and dodge your way through all the enemies, all the bullets, is very, very satisfying with this one. The extra score mechanics of collecting the items and going and having the power-up mode is also, dang it, satisfying. We'll go ahead and keep on going and finish up this stage. I was hoping I could go and make it through, but I got just a little bit too careless there. It is also good to go and note that the characters themselves, in addition to having different shots, do handle differently. They have different speeds, so as far as the screen, from the stage select is concerned, Casper on the left is the fastest character, with Rosa on the right going and being the slowest in terms of speed. And you can kind of, we'll just use a bomb to go and get past this. You can kind of base their speeds off of that. Do we have another section? We do. Let's go and take down this Wandering Reaper one more time. This is a pretty cool pattern, if I do say so myself. I did happen to go and get hit because I was admiring the pattern more than I was worrying about dodging it. Alright. That'll just about go and wrap it up for this week's episode of Shoot 'em Up Saturday. The stages do definitely go pretty quick, at least the first 6. The last stage does actually have a fair bit more length to it, so if you're going looking for some good length, don't worry, this game definitely has it. And like I was going and saying, with the 4 players and all those different game variants that you can go and explore and check out, there's definitely a lot of content here in this title. So overall, a pretty nice package, and it was really, really nice that Axis would go and release it with DLC that was present for the Japanese version intact, just on disc. So if you're going and looking to go and pick up a cave shooter for the Xbox 360 relatively inexpensively, I would definitely go and recommend going and having a look at Deathsmiles. And the sequel is available as a digital download for the Xbox 360. Mayhaps I'll go and be visiting that one relatively soon. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for shoot-'em-ups you'd like to go and see me have a look at on the channel, or any other games that you'd be interested in me going and covering, by all means, please leave those in the comments below. I want to thank you so much for coming out and joining me today, and hope to go and see you again next week.